Hello everyone, my name is Joe Alberico. I'm the sports editor for the Banner Press, and we're back for another edition of the Banner Press's Coaches Show. I'm joined as always by Brenham High School football coach Eliot Allen. Coach, how are we doing?
Doing okay. Trying to get ready for another game.
You know, I know last week's win, obviously, last week's game was not the way you wanted it to turn out. Tough loss to Bastrop Cedar Creek. You got a chance to look over the film and kind of go over things. What were your takeaways?
Well, our takeaways. One, we're disappointed. You know, every district win is extremely important, and I don't feel like we played our best football, especially in that first half. We weren't as sharp as we needed to be offensively, but I am pleased with the kids and how they responded and battled back and gave ourselves a chance to win. You know, I think one of the things that created issue for us on the defensive side is they had not shown any tight end formations whatsoever, and they came out in sort of a two tight end set that was a little different than anything they'd shown. It took us a couple of series to just get our feet on the ground with that, and so there was a whole series of things that probably didn't go our way, but ultimately we got to execute better, both sides.
Yeah, that was one of the first things you mentioned Friday, that they came out in an offense that you weren't prepared for. How hard was it to adjust on the fly like that?
Well, it was difficult. I mean, again, we don't have a lot of time together. It's not like we have a huge base of things that we can fall back on. So it took us probably a little bit longer than it might take a year from now, 2 years from now, whatnot. But I think our kids adjusted well. We'd had to do the vast majority of that at halftime.
You know, the offense obviously took a little while to get going. After Cedar Creek scores on the first drive to open the game, you had Trey Lahoon who returned that ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. And then Cedar Creek has another long drive, and your offense didn't see the field, I think, until the last minute, of the first quarter. Did that kind of get them out of a groove at all? I mean, kind of having that long wait to actually see the field for the first time?
You know, we actually, as a staff, talked about that a little bit, and just, I don't know, our kids were probably half an hour over there, when you start factoring in, since they'd warmed up and all that business. And, we talked about, is it worth it for us to maybe take the ball sometimes, when we win the toss? I don't know, but bottom line is our defense has to go out there and stop them. We can't sit there and let people go on those big long drives. And but I think you're right. I think that was a factor. We sat there for a long time and kind of got cold.
I think a big silver lining in this game is that after basically pointing out to me that you guys put extra work in on special teams, man, did it pay off. 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown, an onside kick recovery, and then almost a second one too. How awesome was it just for you guys to see that pay off? I mean, big time, so quickly too.
Well, I mean, we certainly needed that just to give ourselves, because we were almost went completely cold on offense, and so that was sometimes you just need a little spark here and there, and certainly both of those kickoff returns. Everybody that was on the unit blocked extremely well, and the return guys hit it well. So it's just, it's a kind of a collective effort by everybody out there. But it was nice to see our kicking game give us a chance, to be in the football game there late.
So you go into the fourth quarter, and early on it's 31-14, and the offense had kind of stalled there, and then Garrison Weiss, you guys really showed a sense of urgency, and you threw a couple of touchdowns late. I know the interception at the end kind of, thwarted that rally, but he showed some great leadership in crunch time, and you guys set him up, to succeed, and he put some nice touch on some passes there, that floater over the top in the middle of the end zone, and that little jump off to Tyree Jackson. How did you feel about his performance?
I think he played well. Again, we're when we protect and give him time to throw, and when we run routes perfectly correct, I mean, it's easier to be a really good quarterback, and so it's not just there's a lot of things that are factoring into those early drives, whether it's a missed blocking assignment, and we just had a lot of things going wrong. But I was pleased with his leadership. I was pleased with. It's tough when you're down like we were. I mean, I was proud of our whole team. When you're down like that, you can tell they believe they're going to win, and we had just we had the opportunity to win it 2 times there at the very end, and just couldn't pull it off.
Alden Schroeder, don't think he saw the field Friday night. Is he still going to factor into things, you think?
He is. There's a variety of reasons why we kind of went like we went the other night. I think Alden, they're both really good quarterbacks, really good leaders. Alden brings some things to the table that we're going to need. And then also, when you bring Alden in, you can use Garrison a little bit in other spots, which we probably need to look at a little bit more.
All right, so now you shift your focus to Georgetown Eastview. Patriots are 2-2 and picked up their first district win over Marble Falls Friday night. What can you tell us right now about the Patriots, Coach?
It looks to me like they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in this district. They have the leading, statistically, the leading rusher, the leading quarterback, and the leading wide receiver in the district. I think their running back is really, really special. But they have good balance. They're like 50-50 run pass. They, got 2 or 3 big playmakers, and then they utilize those. Defensively, they've been in a variety of different defenses. But the one thing that's pretty consistent is they're going to blitz you a lot. So we're going to certainly have our hands full with what they bring to town.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks as always for joining us. Thank you, folks, and we will see you next week.